Good win by our guys. In the first half, we didn't play like we should have defensively. We had a couple of game plan lapses, and then our physicality wasn't quite there. Our low man wasn't there on the defense end of the floor. And then, telltale sign, there were 5 50-50 balls in the second quarter, and we got one of them. We were 1 for 5. So we talked about those things at halftime to our guys. And I said, the last thing I did say to them was we were 1 for 5 in the 50-50 balls in that second quarter, and that's a telltale sign of where we're at defensively. And to our guys' credit, there were 7 50-50 balls in the second half, and we got all 7 of them. So that, to me, showed our guys what the difference in the ball game was in terms of our attention to detail and the game plan and getting after it when we needed to. Our low man was fantastic. Jalen ended up picking up a charge because he was in the right spot on Luka. But we took care of the paint a lot better because our activity and us doing our work early, getting in shifts to help out around the basket. So our physicality was there. Second half, we were locked in better with the game plan, and it resulted in the Lakers scoring 44 points in that second half, which was huge for us. Josh was our defensive player of the game. You're not stopping a guy like Luka, but he did a fantastic job navigating the pick and rolls and things like that in the second half against him. But we could easily had OG win it as well because he was very, very active, especially on the weak side. 30 assists, 10 turnovers, fantastic night by our guys offensively. Shots didn't always go in when we wanted them to, and we didn't play at the fastest pace throughout the course of the night, but we did enough to get a W.
Mike, it's been a few games during this win streak. You guys have just at times played a different team in the second half. You've mentioned just kind of following the game plan more. Is it that, or are you guys making adjustments at halftime? I guess what's been the combination of why you guys have had some of these runs in the second half?
This is a mature group, and they're competitive as well. And, we just tell them what we see a lot of times, and they just go out and correct it. Like I said, it was more about just being locked in and doing the little things, detail-wise, better, and not every other play or every few plays. And then it's about, the part of being locked in is, hey, if that ball's on the ground, don't reach for it, get after it and come up with it. And, those things our guys they just do, especially when you tell them. So I got to give our players a ton of credit.
What about the balance of what you guys? Somebody got all 5 starters in double digits, 23 for Wayne.
We talk about certain things offensively, playing with pace, touching the paint, and you guys hear it from us all the time: spray the ball, spray the ball, spray the ball. And so our guys, first of all, they're unselfish as is, but they know when they draw a second defender, that's the right time to find your teammate. And we all need to keep trying to make the game easy for one another, and that's where the 30 assists come in. That's where the 18 for 42 from the 3-point line comes in, because we got some great looks, and that's where the balanced scoring comes in.
Coach, Shannon had 23 points along with 6 threes. How do you like his impact on both ends of the floor, man?
Landry's been impactful for us the entire season. Obviously he was, really good tonight. Shooting the ball, he was 6 for 10 from 3. But like I said, not only has he shot it well this year, he's been very big for us defensively when he's been out on the floor, and not with his versatility and his physicality and how hard he plays. So it's great to have him out there.
Mike, Carl had 4 assists tonight.
Sorry, say it again?
Sorry, Carl had 4 assists tonight. He's been looking better recently. Passing out of the post, you had said a couple weeks ago that he wasn't getting the ball to the right guys at the right time. Looks now like he's making those reads a lot better. Is something changed behind the scenes? Is that maybe some of the changes you guys have made offensively?
I mean, don't quite remember saying he didn't get the ball to the.
It was after Phoenix.
Okay, maybe I said that. Then I don't remember. Okay. Oh, okay. Cat, he did a nice job tonight. I mean, again, a double-double. He's got to be, again, one of the league leaders in that area, and he's going to get doubled. They put a small guy on him a ton. And, the one thing that he has to, just like all of us, we can't let double teams or a second defender speed us up. But also the person that has two defenders on him needs some help with the right spacing. And our spacing at times, especially in the past, hasn't been good. But as of late, our spacing offensively has been pretty good. And that's part of the reason why Jalen had 13 assists. That's part of the reason why Cat had 4 assists, because they're sending the second guy and the spacing's right, the pass is easy, and we have guys that are more than capable of making plays.
Mike, the perimeter defense specifically, how much is that the changes that you guys made a few days back, and how much is it just effort?
Well, it's a combination of both. Just making some changes to our overall defensive philosophy, and in different areas, and emphasizing that we want to be more physical on the ball, while making it a little bit more simplistic for our guys, and not only while they're on the ball, but knowing where the help is coming from, and when the help is coming. And so, when you're at the point of the ball, and your job is a little bit more simple, you can be a little bit more aggressive, and you can be a little bit more physical, because you know exactly where you need to send the ball, you know exactly when the help is coming, and then where you need to go once the help comes.
Mike, this is the third straight game where OG and Josh had 20 or more. Just what are you seeing from them offensively? I know a lot of it's spacing, but them in particular, what are you seeing from them offensively?
They're making quick decisions. If you think about it, the ball's hitting his hands, and if the defender closes out short, he let it fly. OG's a great shooter. Josh worked extremely hard on his shot too. He's a really good shooter, and there's not a lot of hesitation from both those guys. And teams are closing short, teams are playing off them, and so if they're open, they got to let it fly. And then finding ways to get easy ones. They're both getting out in transition, getting easy baskets. They're getting offensive rebounds, like crashing, and then they're cutting too, and they're cutting the score, and our guys are trying to find them. So there are a lot of ways that you can impact the game scoring without having your number called, because we don't call neither one of their numbers much. We call OG's a little bit more than Josh's, but again, if you're a great player and you have a knack for it, you'll find different ways to impact it when it comes to scoring.
Mike, to go back to Lynch really quick, you've always spoken highly of him,
Yeah.
even back at camp. When did you know that he would have the type of role that he's had on this team? Did you have an inkling about that in camp? Was it once the regular season started rolling? I guess, where did you see this guy as somebody that you can trust on for big minutes and big kind of roles on both sides of the ball each night?
When I watched tape before I got the job, I was a fan of his. I just saw things that he did out on the floor last year that I was like, wow, this guy can be really good on both ends of the floor. And that was something that I came in saying during my interview process.